Hello guys, welcome to MindMajix, and in this special session our trainer will explain everything you need to know about the Spring Boot. Before beginning the session, let's look at the topics you will cover in this video. We shall start with web application with Spring Boot and JPA. And we will continue with what is JPA. Defining JPA entity. Defining a repository and service. Connecting web application with JPA, and we will end this session with Crud operations with Spring Boot and JPA. Please check the caption to jump between the topics. If you are new to the MindMajix channel, please subscribe and press the bell icon to get quick updates about the new tech tutorials, free webinars, and career-enhancing shorts from working professionals. Like and share the video. Without any further delay, let's start the video.
So let's begin with our first topic, that is what exactly JPA. JPA stands for Java Persistence API. So before going to know more information about JPA, so we need to recap our knowledge on ORM. ORM, the full form is Object Relational Mapping. So Object Relational Mapping is simply the process of persisting any Java object directly into database table. Usually the name of the object being persisted becomes the name of the table, and each field within that object becomes a column. With the table setup, each row corresponds to a record in the application. So example for ORM is Hibernate. Okay. In short, JPA is the interface while Hibernate is the implementation. So generally what happened in Java Persistence API, it is used to provide a specification for persisting, reading, and managing data from your Java object to your relational tables in the database. You got my point? JPA specifies set of rules and guidelines for developing interfaces that allow standards. Simple point, straight to the point is JPA is just guidelines to implement ORM, and there is no underlying code for the implementation. Okay. So the main agenda of Spring Data, the goal of main Spring Data repository abstraction is to significantly reduce the amount of boilerplate code that is required to implement a data access layer for various persistent stores. Spring Data JPA is not a JPA provider. It is a library or framework, so that adds an extra layer or framework, extra layer of abstraction on the top of our JPA provider line Hibernate. Okay. So I meant to say how to define one simple entity using JPA. Very simple. If you want to define one simple entities in JPA, so that those are nothing but simple POJO classes. So these POJO classes are used to represent data that can be persisted into the database. An entity that represents a table that is stored in a database. So every instance of an entity that represents a row of the table. Okay. Let's have, for example, we have a POJO class named student. So here student represents the data of, which represents the data of a student. Generally what happened, we are going to maintain information of student, like student ID, student name, student address, all these are the fields. So if you want to define this POJO class, the student class as an entity, you need to work with one simple annotation, that is @entity annotation. To be frank, all these are we already worked with in Hibernate, or when it comes to Spring with Hibernate communication. Okay, this is the already known story, but even though I'm just trying to elaborate it. Okay, so we must specify this annotation at the class level. Okay, so and after that, if you want to represent any column on, sorry, any primary key information, at that time we are just going to represent with one simple annotation, that is @ID annotation. So each JPA entity must have a primary key that uniquely identifies with the help of one simple annotation, that is @ID annotation. So that defines the primary key. And we can, and after that, if you want to specify the table information, so then we are just going to work with one simple annotation. The annotation name is @table. Okay, @table annotation. And last one is, if you want to represent the column, then we are going to use one simple annotation, that is @column annotation, to mention the details of a column in the table. How to define one simple repository and service? Very simple. The repository represents DAO layer, data accessing object layer, which typically does all the database operations. I mean to say, whatever code operation we are going to implement, okay, like create, read, update, delete. Okay. Thanks to Spring Data, because who provide the implementation for the methods. Okay. So our custom repository is going to extend from one more predefined interface, that's Crud repository. There we need to pass the information about our entity class as well as the ID type. So Spring Data's Crud interface has already declared basic Crud methods. That's the reason we are using this predefined interface. And to be frank, we can able to access the DAO from the controller. But even though for the best practices point of view, for more clean separation of code, we are going to use service layer actually. So we are going to use service object to perform, object perform all the access to the database. So here we know some information about how to create entity and how to define one simple repository and one simple service. Now our main agenda is how to create one simple application using Spring Boot and JPA. For that, only required components are you need to maintain one STS ID and MySQL database. Okay. So in MySQL database, you need to create one simple database that you are going to use in your project. Okay. And here I'm going to perform all the CRUD operations using Spring Boot and JPA. Okay. So here's, we are going to add all the required dependencies in our project. Okay. So let's start our project implementation. Okay. For that, here my requirement is I just want to start the project with the help of one IDE, that is Spring Tool Suite IDE. Okay, STS IDE. So this is the STS IDE. So here my requirement is I want to create one simple Spring Boot application, right? So as I already told you, we just need to click on create new Spring Starter project. And here you need to specify the name of your project, like Spring Boot, okay, Spring Boot JPA, okay, JPA app. And here I'm going to take the support of the build tool Maven, and packaging is jar type, and version Java version is 8, and language is Java, and group is, I'm just going to specify com.springbootjpa. And the description is, here I'm going to implement one simple demo project for Spring Boot with JPA, and the package name is com.springbootjpa. Perfect, right? So we just need to pass some this metadata information to create your project successfully. And after that, we need to pass the web module. So that is Spring Web. And after that, one more module, that is JPA module, that is Spring Data JPA module. And after that, one more dependency we need to pass, that is MySQL, because here my requirement is I want to communicate with MySQL database. Okay, so just click on next, and after that finish. So now check here. Can you please observe the bottom of your STS IDE? The project is going to started. Okay, so it takes some times to create the exact prototype. Wait for up to some time. Okay, so here project is created successfully with the proper prototype. Okay, so by default it comes with uh, one dependency, but we are added three more dependencies, right? One is Spring Boot dependency, data JPA dependency, MySQL connector dependency, and my Spring Boot starter test dependency that will come automatically for performing test cases. But all of you here, my requirement is as part of UI, I'm going to use JSP. So to work with JSP properly, so to convert the JSP code into supported servlet code, we need to work with some other extra dependencies. So what are those dependencies? So first of all, we need the dependency. I'm just going to get it from internet. Okay. So here, the first one is Tomcat embed Jasper dependency. This is the first one. Okay, so we need to get the Maven dependency. Get any version is not a problem. Okay, so I'm just going to get this one and just keep in your current project. So I'm just going to keep here. So here version is not required. I'm just trying to remove it. Save the program. Perfect, right? And after that, one more dependency is required. That is jstl dependency, because in my project I'm going to work with Spring supplied jstl tags. So that's the reason I'm just going to add jstl dependency. You can get any version, like for example 1.2. Better to get Java x dot servlet jstl Maven dependency, and I'm trying to any version 1.2. Okay, so just copy this one and you need to paste it into the dependency section of your pom.xml file. Perfect, right? So here also version is not required. Remove it. And one more thing, as per my requirement, to create UI pages using JSP, I want to use some Bootstrap stuff. So that's the reason I'm just trying to get Bootstrap 4th version dependency. Okay, so Bootstrap 4 dependency, Bootstrap 4 Maven dependency, and I'm just trying to get this one. Okay, Control C, paste here. So we added successfully all the dependencies, some external dependencies, only three. Okay, only three dependencies we required. One is Tomcat embedded Jasper, and other one is JSTL, and one more is Bootstrap dependency. Perfect, right? And we will, we will enter into creating the separate packages for every requirement. For example, if I want to create model part, for that I need separate package. So model, and if I want to create, sorry, not the class, one more package, new folder and the folder name is repository, and one more folder is service, and one more folder is controller. Okay, controller. All these are the required dependencies. So what we are doing in model, as I already told you, we just need to define the dependency in the form of Pojo class actually, right? So that's the reason I'm just going to write the Pojo class name. That is, if I want to store all the product information, I'm just trying to create one simple Pojo class with the name product. Okay. So here we need to specify one simple annotation, that is @entity annotation, and table name is equal to products. Okay, products. We just need to import it. So the first one is entity annotation, that is in Java x.persistent package, and the table annotation also from Java x.persistent JPA. Okay, and after that we need to specify the properties like private integer product ID, private string product name, and the last one is private. For every product there is a price, right? So here I just specified three properties. My requirement is I just want to store all this information into database, okay, with the help of JPA. So I'm just trying to generate some setters and getter methods on all these properties with the help of source option, generate setters and getters, select all, and just click on generate button. See here, all the methods are generated successfully. And after that, my intention is I just want to generate the ID value automatically. That's the reason here I'm trying to work with one simple annotation, that is @ID. And after that, the generated value, here we need to specify the generation type dot auto. Okay. So we just need to import it, ID from Java x.persistent, and generated value from Java x.persistent, generation type. Okay, so here we need to write strategy equal to generation type dot auto. Everything is perfect, right? And the product name, I just want to store it like column with the help of one simple annotation, that is column annotation name equal to product underscore name. And if it is price, we need to specify by just writing column name equal to product price. Better to take C as caps letter. Import it from Java x.persistent. So everything is perfect, right? So this is the way to implement one simple entity. So we already learned these things into Hibernate also, right? And after that, either in Hibernate or Spring to Hibernate communication, wherever we are following the same scenario, even though in Spring Boot also. And after that, quickly, I'm going to focus on repository. Very simple to create repository. As I already told you, we just need to create one simple interface. The name is product repository, and we need to extend this product repository from one of the predefined interface. The name is Crud repository. Okay, Crud repository. Yes, this is the okay. So here we need to pass as part of Crud repository. So that is in org.springframework.data.repository. We need to pass two values. The first one is generic type. I mean, whatever the entity class you are using, you need to pass that entity class here, product, and the ID is nothing but the type of the entity primary key field. So here ID is in integer field, so that's the reason here I'm just trying to pass as integer. That's it. Two tasks are successfully completed. One is creating entity and one is creating a repository. And after that, we need to focus on one more part, that is service. Okay, service. So just right click on service, create one new interface, and the service name is product service. Just click on finish. So this service will help you to represent all the required methods. Okay. Here my requirement is actually I want to perform all the CRUD operations, right? I want to display all the products. I want to get the specific product information. I want to I want to delete. I want to update it. Okay. Every requirement I want to perform, right? So that's the reason I'm just going to specify the methods one by one, right? Okay. So just writing public, the type is list type. So bulk information, all are product type of information. Okay. Here the method name is get all products. Perfect, right? So we just need to import it, java.util package, and the product is from one more package. Okay, and one more method, that is public. Okay, product type, the return type is product type. I just want to get some specific product information, get product by ID. So here we just need to pass on ID information. And one more method is public void. I just want to add the product. Okay, add product method, and here I just want to add product information. And one more method is I just want to add product, and I just want to remove it actually. So for that reason, I'm just going to write delete product, and the return type is void only. And here I just want to remove it based on the ID. Perfect, right? So we just need to specify all the required methods that you are going to perform. And what about this implementation? So for implementing the service properly, I'm just going to create one separate class, and the name is product service implementation. Product service implementation. Okay. So here we need to write implements product service. That is the interface, right? So we need to override all the methods. We need to write proper implementation here. So here we need to specify with one simple annotation, that is this one is the service, and one more is I just want to perform some transaction management with the help of one simple annotation, that is TRANS. Okay, CTIONAL, transactional annotation. Okay, so better to import these two annotations. One is service annotation and other one is transactional annotation from the Spring framework. Okay, and after that, here one more requirement is actually we need to perform all the CRUD operations, right? So that's the reason we need to bind this service to the repository. So that's the reason I'm just going to write private, or otherwise directly you can specify the name of that repository, that is product repository, product repository. So we just need to import it where exactly it is available. So this is in some other different package. We need to auto-wide this information. That's the reason we need to write one simple annotation, that is @auto-wide. Perfect, right? So everything is great. So now we need to focus on the logic. Okay, very simple. Here we can perform with some pre-defined methods. Actually, we no need to write any logic. So if you want to get all the products, we need to return, okay, the information that is the type is list type, and the information is product type of information. Okay, product type of information, and here I'm going to write product repository dot find all method. That's enough. How simple it is, right? And after that, if you want to get only specific product information, then you just need to write return. Okay, return product repository dot product repository dot find by ID. Here we need to pass the ID, and by using get method, we can able to get it. Okay. And in the same way, we just need to add all the products actually. Here also very simple. Here we no need to return any value, just we need to write a very simple method, that is product repository dot save method. Okay, save the product, the object information. How simple it is. And the last one is we just need to delete all the information, right? So here I'm going to write there is one predefined method available in repository, that is product repository dot delete. Okay, and we just need to pass the product ID information. That's enough. Okay, product the method name is actually, we need to delete with specific ID, not the entire object, right? So delete by ID, and here we need to pass the ID information. Perfect, right? Everything is clear. That's it about the services. Up to now, 3 parts are successfully completed. Model part is completed, repository completed, service completed, and the last one is controller. We need to focus. So this one is the very important part. Okay, so we just need to focus on product controller. Okay, finish, and we need to specify with one simple annotation. So that is @ controller, and we need to specify the global path by just specifying request mapping / product. Okay, we need to import these 2 annotations, okay, from the specified packages. Yes, right. So now what we need to do, so controller is nothing but, so it is going to communicate with the service, right? So what we need to do, we need to auto-wide the service. So for that, I'm just going to write auto-wide, and I'm just going to write the service name is product service, and the service name is product service, right? Auto-wide, W is a small letter, and you need to import this annotation from the respective package and service also. So now we need to focus on the business. We need to be focused on some business logic methods actually, with some mappings actually, okay, with different parts. So first I'm going to specify one simple method, that is public. Here I just want to pass the result to model and view part, model and view object, and list, which is used to display all the product information. Okay, and import it. And here we need to write @ request mapping. So it need to redirect to the value is actually value is slash list, product slash list. I mean to say, if you want to get all the products information. And here we need to specify the method name, that is method equal to request method dot, okay, get method. Perfect, right? And in the list, we need to return model and view logic. Okay, yeah, see here. What we need to do here actually. So as part of model and view, so first we need to create object for model and view, model and view. Okay, so model equal to new model and view. Okay, here we need to pass the list with some name actually. So product underscore list with some name. Okay, so this is the model part. We need to get it from the paste, okay, or we need to pass it to the view component. Okay, and here we need to write model dot add object, with some name. We need to add it. Okay, so the name is product list and the, okay, product list, and here I'm going to specify. Sorry, before that we just need to create, after creating object for model and view part, we need to return list of products information, right? So that's the reason I'm just trying to write list product, okay, list of product, and the name is product list equal to, here we need to call the method from the service actually. Okay, so product service dot get all products. Okay, get all products, that's it. Now we need to pass this information, product list, okay, and after that we need to return the model. This is the way to implement simple logic related to getting the entire product information. Okay, and import the product also, right? Perfect. So one logic is successfully implemented, that is getting all the products, from the service, I mean from the database. So, and one more business method I'm just going to implement it. Okay, so that is used to display one form, which is used to add all the products. Okay, so public, here the return type is same thing, that is model and view. It need to redirect to one more view page, so that is add product. So here also we need to return null at present, and here request mapping, here we need to specify the value is, okay, the value is the path of that one. Okay, so here my intention is it need to be add product, because I'm trying to add the products, right? And method is request method dot get, sounds good, right? So now here we need to create one simple object for model and view. Okay, so for that reason I'm just going to write model and view. So would like model equal to new model and view. Okay, so we just created some object, right? So because here I just want to display with here we don't want to display with any information, because here we need to display with all the information. That's the reason here I just specified the name of that view component actually. Okay, so model and view, and after that we need to create here what type of information we need to add, product information, right? So that's the reason we need to create object for product here, product equal to, okay, product equal to, we need to call the method from the service, that is product service dot add product. Okay, add product. So in the add product, we need to pass the information, that is product. First, we need to add the product information, right? Better to create product object properly. New product. Okay, product equal to new product. And after that, we need to add this information, model dot add object of. So what kind of object information we need to add? That is student. Okay, we need to specify with some name, that is student form. Okay, student form. And here we need to the student object information. And after that, we need to set the view name. So that is model dot set view name. Okay, model dot set view name. And here I'm going to specify the form, that is product_form. That is the name, right? Product, sorry, it's not student form, actually it's a product form, right? Product form. Sounds good. Okay, so here also we need to pass product information. Okay, so now we need to return the model. So this is the logic to display the page which is used to add the product actually. So one more logic also successfully, one more business method logic also completed successfully, right? And after that, we need to focus on the exact add operation. Okay, so that's the reason here I'm just writing public, the return type is model and view add method. Okay, add method. So here, what kind of information we want to add? Okay, so for that we need to maintain some attribute information we need to add, right? So that's the reason here we need to take the support of one more annotation, that is model. Okay, model attribute. Okay, model attribute annotation. Okay, so in this model attribute annotation, we need to add the name of that attribute, that is product form. Perfect, right? And after that, what kind of information you want to add? That is product information. That is product information, right? So this is the way to write the logic. But here it is showing some, we need to import the annotation. And this is one more business method. Okay, so return null information. Okay, yeah. So now here the point is actually we need to specify the path, right? So that's the reason here I'm just going to write @request mapping value is add product. Okay, method is request method dot post. Request method dot post. Okay, so here we need to write proper logic. So very simple, we need to call the method which is in service, right? So that is product service dot add product. Okay, add product. And here we need to add the product information. That's it, very simple. And after adding the information, then we need to return one simple new model and view. Okay, return new model and view. Here we need to redirect to the page. Okay, return new model and view, and here we need to specify, we need to redirect to product slash list. This is the part actually. Okay. Product slash list. Simple, right? Product slash list. So this part also completed successfully. And one more thing we need to focus, that is how to edit the information actually. Okay, how to edit the information. So for that, we just need to write one simple logic for editing, that is public model. I'll do it one thing, instead of writing the logic again and again, I'm just going to copy paste this information and paste here, and see here value is, instead of add product, here this is edit product. And in this edit product, we need to pass one more variable, so that is based on ID, it need to be deleted actually. Okay, based on ID, and method is request method dot. Okay, this one is get method. This one is get method. Perfect, right? And after that, the method name is public model and view. Instead of add, I'm going to write edit product. Okay. We need to pass the information. I mean, we need, instead of model variable, what we need to do, so here not the model attribute, we need to pass some path variable, right? So path variable. So what is the path variable? We just need to pass the ID information. Okay, user ID. So we need to be imported from the related package, and after that we need to be create object for model and view. Model and view model equal to, okay, equal to new model and view. New model and view. Perfect, right? So after that, we need to create object for product equal to, we need to call one simple service, that is product service dot get product by ID with some ID information. This is the required method, right? And once it is getting actually, so we need to add it to the say model dot add object. So first one is we need to add the name is product form and the product information. Okay, product information. And after that, we just need to set some view name, that is model dot set view name. Okay, set view name. So this is view only. We need to set model dot set view name. The view name is the form actually. I mean product form. Product form. Again, it need to open the same one that is used to add it. At the same time, the same thing we can use it for the edit point of view also. Okay, edit point of view also we are using the same information. And after that, we need to return model path. Okay, return model. So perfect, right? And the last one is we need to write logic for delete. Okay, so delete. Same thing, I'm just trying to copy it because based on the ID, I just want to delete it, right? Based on the ID, I just want to delete it. So copy it and I'm just trying to paste here. Request mapping value is, okay, value is, we need to be deleted, right? So for deleting that, that one, we need to write one simple method, that is, instead of edit product, we need to write slash delete product based on some ID. Okay, based on some ID. And after that, based on some ID, and method is same method like request method dot get method. But when it comes to method name, we just need to write the method name as delete product, or simply we can able to give it as delete. Okay, delete. And here we just need to pass the path variable, that is ID. Okay, the type is integer ID. And here we are not working on any updated, right? So that's the reason I'm just trying to remove all these things, and simply I'm just trying to call product service. Okay, product service dot, we need to call the method that is delete product based on some ID actually. Okay, delete product based on some ID. And after that, we need to return, it need to be displayed once it is deleted, actually it need to be stored into the same page. I mean, it need to be stored into the same page. That's the reason I'm just going to redirect the model with this statement, return new model and view, and it need to be redirected to product list page actually. Okay, so everything is perfect. Here semicolon is missing, that's the problem. This is the only way. We just need to spend a little bit time based on your requirement on controller logic actually. The remaining are very simple. Okay, so that's all about controller part, and model part is completed, repository completed, service part is completed, everything is completed. But here we just need to specify some extra configuration details. So in the resources, okay, in the resources, application.properties, here we need to write, the first one is, generally when we are trying to run our application with the default port number of Tomcat, sometimes we'll get error. So that's the reason I'm just trying to change it. I just want to run it with the port number 2022. And in the same way, I just want to pass some database configuration information. Okay, database configuration information. So database configuration information is nothing but what driver we are using, or what class we are using. I mean to say URL we are using. And after that, what is the username, database username, what is the database password, all this information we need to pass it. Okay, how to pass it? Database credentials, very simple, by just passing string dot data source dot, okay, string dot data source dot URL. To be frank, actually we can able to work with some supported connection poolings, but even I just want to pass some general information, so that's the reason string dot data source dot URL equal to, here we need to pass the URL jdbc colon mysql colon / localhost colon 3306 is the port number slash, and product.info is the table, product info. In the same way, we need to pass username also, string dot data source dot username equal to root, by default username of MySQL database. And one more thing, string dot data source dot password is equal to, so in my case the password is password actually. Okay, so these are the required information as part of database configuration. In the same way, we need to pass some JPA settings, which is used to perform DDL operations automatically, dialect properties, all these things. So that's the reason here I'm just going to pass. I just want to display all the queries of spring.jpa.query show SQL equal to true. And in the same way, I just want to create the table automatically. So that's the reason Spring.JPA.Hibernate.DDL auto also the value is updated. It will be created automatically if it is existed. Otherwise, if it is existed, it will be updated. If otherwise, it will be created new one. Okay. And Spring.JPA dot okay properties dot Spring.JPA.Properties dot Hibernate dot dialect. Okay, Hibernate dot dialect. So we need to pass the name, that is org dot Hibernate dot dialect dot my SQL version 8 dialect. Okay, my SQL version 8 dialect. And after that, we need to specify the JSP. Still, we are not implemented, but even though when we are implementing JSP files, we need to specify those locations actually. I mean, location of JSP files. So where your files are available. Spring.mbc.view.prefix equal to, I'm just going to keep all my view components into views folder, and Spring.mbc.view.suffix equal to .jsp. Simple, right? So after this one, so application.properties also successfully implemented. Now we need to focus on our JSP programs implementation. Okay. So now I'm just going to create JSP files. So for that, we need to create one simple folder in a SRC main folder with the name. Generally, the web application structure is nothing but it contains one folder with the name web app, right? So in the web app, again, I'm trying to create one more folder with the name views, because I just want to keep all my JSP files into views folder, right? I'm just trying to create JSP file here. So just click on next, and my JSP file name is student and this, sorry, product, right? So product underscore list. I just want to list all the products. Okay. So instead of implementing the code, I already implemented because some Bootstrap stuff is required. Okay. So product list, copy this logic, and I'm just trying to save it. I mean, paste here because just for time saving process. Okay. So all of you see here, he is just trying to work with some supported Bootstrap dependencies. Okay. 4.0 dependency and some taglib directives which are supported for Spring point of view. Okay, can you please observe here? Here I just created one simple container with some table with the fields ID and product name, price, update, and delete. Okay, and here I just want to list all the product information, right? So that's the reason to get the product information one by one. Here I'm just trying to perform some C colon for each loop actually, which is used to get all the information. See here in the for each loop, as I already told you in the controller part, we just kept all the information to display all the product list into one name actually, that the name is actually product list. Okay. So here also we are just trying to get it with the help of product list and variable name. The object name is product. So by using this one, we are trying to get it the information one by one. Product ID, product name, price. Okay. And if you want to edit, you need to redirect it to this product/edit product. Okay. And there, based on the product ID, you need to change it. And if you want to delete, so delete/delete product is the URL. And there you need to pass the product ID information, and delete URL is there. So based on that, you need to delete it. And if you want to add any product, okay, so then add product URL is there. You just need to click on that button. So it will be redirected to this page. That's all about product list form page. In the same way, all of you, I'm just going to create one more view component, that is other JSP file. The JSP file name is product form page. Okay, product form page, and remove it. So I'm just going to keep product form. I already implemented the logic. Very simple. It need to be displayed two text boxes. Okay, one is for entering product name and other one is entering product price. Okay, so all these are the supported tag lib directives and supported links. Okay, Bootstrap, I mean MDNs, CDN links actually. And product, we need to add the product. So as I already told you, the required form for us is the model attribute is product form. So method equal post action is add event. Okay. So here we are just going to, in case of edit point of view or insert point of view, it's going to display the path is product ID, and one more path is product name, and one more path is product price. But product ID, we no need to enter it. It will be enter automatically, because the primary key algorithm or generation type is auto increment. Okay, so everything is perfect, right? So this is the way to implement one proper application with Spring Boot and JPA. Okay, for more clean separation, we just need to work with different packages. In real-time scenario also, we are following the same one. So we just need to create model separately, controller separately, service part, repository part. Okay. So very simple to perform any CRUD operation using Spring Boot and JPA, but only the business method we need to focus as per your requirement. You need to change it actually. Okay. So the application is implemented successfully. I hope everything is clear. But in MySQL database, you need to create one simple database name, that is create database product info. Run. See that product info is successfully created. I'm just going to communicate with that product info database. Product info. Perfect, right? So now I'm going to run my application, and can you please check it? As I already told you, this is the Spring Boot application. You don't need to run it with the help of server. You can able to run it as a general Java application. So here main method is there. I'm just trying to run it as a regular Java application with the support of run as Java application. And can you please check here? It is going to run. Okay. Better to extract this screen. Yeah. So everything is perfect. Okay. So now what we need to do, we need to open any browser. As I already told you, here we changed the Tomcat port number, right? So here I'm trying to run localhost 2022 product/list. So when I click on this button, so can you please check here? Your ID, product name, price, update, delete, but proper structure is not showing properly, because here some maybe the dependency version is not supporting. Form.xml, here we specified some version, org Bootstrap version actually, so that we need to check it. Web dependency as well as JPA dependency, MySQL connector, Tomcat embedded. Okay, along with this one actually I just want to work with Bootstrap dependency. So better to take it as 4.0.0, because all those links are related to 4.0.0, so it's not supported to 4.1.3. Okay, so I'm just going to run this, relaunch this application one more time. Just click on here, relaunch. So now MySQL is going to run, sorry, the server is going to start our application. Okay, so Tomcat is started successfully with the port number 2022, and open the browser and just product list. Yes, right, see there. This is the one simple table one form that is created with the help of Bootstrap. But at present, no product information. That's the reason it is showing empty. So I'm just going to add product information. Okay, so see here, product name we need to enter. For example, the product name is LG product and the price is 10,000 rupees, and I'm just going to add it. Yeah, see here, 1 LG 10,000. The same way you can able to add n number of informations, like product name is some Samsung product, okay, and price is 15,000. To be frank, it's a double value. That's the reason it is showing 0.0. So 15,000 rupees. And in case if you want to add any other product like Realme and the price is 12,000, you can able to add it. Okay. And if you want to update any information, like for example, if I want to update Samsung model name like Samsung Pro, you can able to update it. See here. If you want to update price, that is also possible. For example, this is 15,000.99. Then you can able to click on that one. See there, we can able to update the price also. And if you want to delete any product information, so then you just need to click on delete option. You see here, at present in our list, only 2 are available. One is LG and Samsung Pro. And can you please check in the database? So show tables. Okay, see here, products is created successfully. And we just need to check select star from products and just run this one. See here, 2 product details are available in our project. Okay, this is the simple way to implement one application using Spring Boot and JPA. I hope you enjoyed this video. We'll meet in the next video some new concepts. Okay, thank you.